Welcome in, everybody. It's Main Street Today time, and we're going to kick things off with two ladies that have made it their life's work to celebrate the independent artist, despite all the odds, despite everyone saying, oh, well, here's where the money is, and here's where this is, and blah, 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 blah. They said, no, there are literally people everywhere making great music, and we're going to shine the light on them. And they started the Josie Awards. Here's a little bit about what the Josie Awards looks like. Okay, are we crying yet?
We are. I'm over here wiping.
I know that piece always. It doesn't matter how many times I watch it myself, because when you're putting together a whole show, you're running around like mad. You're not able to really sit in there and enjoy, every little detail. So being able to see that, I mean, I'm telling you, we're still wiping away tears.
Yes. I know. I was sitting here doing the same thing, and being a part of it in 2019 at Dollywood. It was a sellout crowd. People all went to Dollywood and filled up that theater, and people are excited. And I want to go back, Josie, Tina, I want to talk about how this started and what was the little germinated seed within your heart that became now what is the Josie Awards?
Right. I think I really just wanted to help as many people as I possibly could. In 2009, when I started just 14 years old, I was like, oh, this is an incredible platform to be able to, really spotlight independent artists out there who deserve to be on mainstream radio, that deserve to be spotlighted. So, I was doing that. I was doing interviews. I still do to this day. But we were like, I would love to have a spot where we're able to actually recognize, award these artists, have performers. You know what I mean? So we were like, what can we possibly do? What else can we do? And we were like, oh, we could try an award show, like the ones you see on TV. We're like, we could do this, I think, So we tried it out the first year in 2015, right? And the response was incredible. We've seen, how it affected people. I mean, there were people that were, crying, just so appreciative and were hugging us. And I think that really kind of struck something in me. I was like, I want to do this more. I want to continue this and just give people this joy in their lives, So we love it.
Oh, it's just beautiful. And I've watched it grow every year. And there was oddly enough, I saw a post, and I'm sitting here wiping tears myself, but there was a young man walking down Music Row with a guitar, and he posted on Facebook this morning, an independent artist. He said, sometimes I feel like I'm alone. I feel like I am singing songs and writing songs. He said, I feel like, well, maybe I'm too old. Maybe I'm too fat. Maybe I'm too gay. Maybe I'm too whatever, that I don't have a voice. And I can't call myself a singer because I'm not on a big stage. But he says, I'm walking down Music Row with my guitar to go write a song. He goes, I'm doing the damn thing. And yes, I said, sweetheart, yes. And for all of those people who have the dream that are in Nashville, Josie and Tina have created a format that is amazing. And you guys have an award show. Now, are we back this year? September?
We are. Yes, we are. I'm so excited. I'm so thrilled. We're going to be at the Country Tonight Theater. We were there last year. Due to the pandemic, they had it all set up. I mean, they had social distancing in place. They had all of the regulations in place at the Country Tonight Theater. So we're back there again. We loved it there. Jeff Taylor of Country Tonight Theater was just so kind to us and welcomed us in immediately. It was like, whatever I need to do, whatever I can do to help you gals, I'm in. So we're going to be back there on September 17th is our pre-party concert event with T. Graham Brown. He's going to be headlining the event. And then, of course, we're going to have our independent artists opening up and giving them that opportunity. And so we're really excited about that. It's going to be an incredible event. And also people love to socialize and get to meet everybody. And then, of course, the next day, the 18th of September, we're going to have the actual ceremony, the awards ceremony, where we're going to give away all the awards. We're going to have performances like you see on TV. It's just, we're going to have a lot of fun this year. We really are. I'm so excited to see everybody. Yeah.
And Tina, I got to tell you that, we are experiencing right here, we're looking at mother-daughter, the support that you had for a little 14-year-old girl with a dream. I mean, that's amazing. Now, what did you do? You and your husband, how did you guys wrap around this idea and bring it to reality? Because a lot of people, their kids walk in and say, hey, Mom, I want to fly to the moon. It was about like that big a dream.
Yeah. Right. Well, I'm glad she didn't make us buy a rocket ship. I'm glad. But no, it was, it was great. She, Josie loved to talk. And, in school, it was one of the things that the teachers hated most about her. But it ended up being her career. She just loved it so much. But no, she tried it with some friends. She was just looking for something fun to do. And she was, had a great time for a couple of weeks. And, then the friends were like, this is work, forget it. I don't want to do it. I want to go out. So they all kind of dropped off. And she just said, I want to keep doing this. And I said, well, all right, let's figure it out. And, then she came to me and she said, oh, I booked someone as a guest. And I thought, oh, well, how cute. Who you having on? I figured like a little friend or something, right? From band. I don't know. I said, so who are you having on? And she says, Katie Cook. Do you know her?
Mom's like, the Katie Cook from CMT.
I was like, wait a minute. So I'm showing her a picture. I'm like, this is who you're talking to? And she says, yeah.
Brilliant.
And yeah, it was probably a couple weeks after that, it kept growing and the audience kept getting bigger, and she's still in school too. So, she's doing homework and all of that. Yeah. Right. So, I left my job to, I did. I worked for an early childhood learning center. I was a district manager for a number of years, and, I left to help her. Yeah, it was just so fun.
I love it. You guys have built a new studio. You've made a move. You've done everything to embrace this, and we're watching it grow from the ground up. If you don't know about the Josie Awards, right now they're open applications to perform on the show. So if you go to josiemusicawards.com, you can get all the information, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. You can find the performance application there, and you can submit. We're going to be choosing performers very, very soon. So, woo woo! I'm excited. I love that part. And then, of course, you can find tickets right at the same website, josiemusicawards.com.
Get your tickets. It's going to be a sellout show. We know it, and it's worth the time to go ahead and go ahead, because that area is going to be packed. If you don't go ahead and get your lodging taken care of. So get that. Don't try to drive there the day of.
Right. No. Pigeon Forge is booming. It really is. It really is. A lot of people, come in and try to enjoy the scenery and the mountains and stuff. So definitely get that all set up.
Yes. Yeah. Way ahead of time, and come in and give yourself plenty of time to get there.
Right. Exactly. Absolutely.
God bless you, girls. I love you so much. And we'll see you in September.
See you soon. We love you. Thank you so much for having us.
Bye, baby girls. Will you take care?
Take care.
We're gonna go to a story real quick, because it is Craft Brewery Week, and we have a really cool one in Murfreesboro. So as we say goodbye, we're going to say hello to our friend Ozzy. Bye, girls.
Bye.
Beer is big, and it's even bigger in the small local breweries that we get to boast about here in Middle Tennessee. Our Main Street Award winner from the Murfreesboro Post is a microbrewery and watering hole that truly does things differently. Mayday Brewery. It's an art gallery for local artists, a place for local music artists to perform, and even a place for local farmers to bring stress-reducing animals in for a visit. Let's meet Ozzy Nelson, who's a long-time resident with roots in Murfreesboro and is watching his dream come alive with his daughter and son-in-law as people gather at May Day. They enjoy fellowship, fun, and the latest flavor that they've created at May Day.
Ozzy, first of all, you have got hip factor down. I want you to go back to the dream. When you first walked in here, did you envision what everything would look like, what everything would be like?
No, not at all. I thought it would be cool, but it's evolved a lot in 8 years. We've changed a ton of things. It doesn't look close to the way it looked when we started. It just always evolves and always trying to get better every day, trying to improve something. So I don't have this big grand vision, or I don't have that talent. I just have a vision of this is what I want to do, and I know it's going to evolve as we go.
Looking around, I know that you will draw greatly from a college crowd, but I bet that there's another crowd that comes in here. There's people that are just hungry for an artistic place. Did you have a marketing plan with a demographic in mind?
I did, and I think we have that. We don't have a lot of college-age people that come in. Our demographic is 25 to 60, I would say. So not a lot of 21-year-olds. There are some, but they're in the minority for sure. But we have a diverse crowd, whether it's racial diversity or age diversity, men and women. A lot of men and women come in here, so it's a melting pot, kind of. It's a community.
It does feel like a community. Even though you're not open right now, I walked in and I'm going, this is like the place I would hang. If I was in Murfreesboro more often, this is the place I would want to come to. It has this feeling that just invites you in. I mean, I love the artwork. I love that feel that you've got. Let's talk about the brewery side. Beer has exploded on the scene, and people are not pedestrian in their taste anymore. How do you explain that craze and how it's taken off?
I think that people want to know who's making their stuff that they're putting in their body, and they're expanding their taste, whether it's with Starbucks or coffee or anything else. They don't want Folgers anymore. They don't mind spending a little bit more for something that may be better. And that's what we do. We have a wide variety of beers. We have light beers, dark beers, sour beers, IPAs. We also have ciders and a seltzer. And we're always changing what we have. We made 154 unique beers last year. Put on every Thursday, we put on new 14-gallon small batch beers, so they last usually less than a week, at the most a week. It's something different every single Thursday. You can get a different beer at May Day.
Well, that's an artwork in itself. How do you come up with the ideas?
I don't. My daughter and her husband, Kelsey and Carson, they brew all the beer. They come up with the cool beer names. They come up with the recipes. They know what they're doing. They have sours is a big thing. We usually have a new sour almost every week. And they're really good at figuring out what's going to be good and name it appropriately. The name of the beer is sells the beer as well as the beer does.
I noticed dog bowls outside. So is it pet friendly on the patio? We
are pet friendly, kid friendly. People bring their kids in all the time. Rarely will you come in here where there's not some kids. So it's very friendly in both ways, pet friendly and kid friendly. And we also have goats that come in. You can pet the goats. I think we're doing that once a month on Sundays, where you can just pet the goats outside on the patio, and sometimes they'll bring a pig too. So that's pretty cool.
That's amazing. That is so adorable. People are being more and more creative, and I love the whole idea of small business and local, whether it's eating local, buying local, drinking local. I think that there's a huge rush back to that, kind of back to what your first point was. People are caring about what they put in their bodies. They want to keep everything here at home.
It's really nice. If you'd have been here last night, you would have seen we had a lot of people here last night. Wednesdays is 2 for 1, so it's always a big day. So yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I appreciate that very much.
Have you gotten into the growler business? Do you sell the big growlers?
We do sell growlers. We pre-fill our growlers, so it makes it different. Our growlers will last a year if you don't open it. We pre-fill in the cooler with I flush with CO2. The container is the same temperature as the beer because we're doing it in the cooler, and I flush with CO2. It's a process I have down. It's easy. Instead of having it filled at the tap, you just grab it out of the cooler and you're on your way. Instead of the person behind you loves us a lot more than if you're standing there having 3 growlers to fill and it takes forever. You just grab 3 out of the cooler. Those are yours, pay for it, and we're done. So the guy behind you that wants a pint of beer is not cussing you for having 3 growlers ahead of him. For sure. That's what we're about, loving people. We love the people, for sure.
How do people find you? We want to talk address, we want to talk socials and website.
Sure. We're on, all of our social media is Mayday Brewery, and we are at maydaybrewery.com. And our physical location is about half a mile from the Murfreesboro Square. You can actually see the clock from the Murfreesboro Courthouse from our bar. So we're really convenient to downtown Murfreesboro, and we're open Wednesday through Sunday, 4 until 9 Wednesday and Thursday, or 1 till 10 Saturday, 1 till 7 on Sunday. We always have food trucks, so you can check our website for what food trucks we're having. We change it up all the time. Hopefully you'll see a smiling, friendly face when you get here now.
It's all about the love at Mayday, 521 Old Salem Road in Murfreesboro. Check out MaydayBrewery.com and keep up to date on special events on their Facebook and Instagram pages. I'm Devin O'Day.
We are going to go now to our waiting room where one of my favorite people is standing by. What a story he has. Sammy Sadler, musician, singer, songwriter, and truly someone, when I posted that we were going to have him on the show, several people messaged me. They said, his story inspires me so much. He's got so much resilience. Hi, Sammy.
How you doing, Devin?
Baby doll, I'm doing wonderful. How are you down in Texas, hometown? Are you in Texas today?
Well, no, I'm in Nashville, actually. How
did that happen? I never get to see you here.
I know. The last time I saw you is, I think, when you had me on WSM when you were out. So good to see you. You're always smiling and beautiful. So thank you for talking to us today.
Absolutely. Well, before we play your music, which is fantastic, and you've had some wonderful friends join in, some of the greatest voices in country music for your new projects that you've been working on during the pandemic. But before we get started, let's talk about that story of resilience. What happened to you that sidelined your whole dream? You were hitting it hard and heavy.
Well, we were, as you might say, on our way to making things happen. And unfortunately, we were on my 6th single, which was the O. Aaron Neville song, Tell It Like It Is. that was my fastest rising single, and they were starting to work on my first album. And tragedy struck us on March 9th, 1989, with what became known around the world as the murder on Music Row. My friend Kevin Hughes was shot and murdered that night, and left for dead. So everything came basically to a sudden halt that night, Devin.
And how do you come back from something like that?
Well, I tell you, it's, the music business has not been kind to me, but the good Lord has been kind to me. And the only way that I can tell you is God has had his hand on me, and he's the one that's brought me through and got me my strength and the stamina to sustain it all.
Well, tell me how this new project has developed. We're going to play Church on the Cumberland Road.
Yeah.
But when you go, you didn't just do a cover. You got the original, the OG, the Marty Raybon of Marty Raybons to come and sing with you on this. How did that come about?
Well, we just were sitting around one day, and we were thinking, because when I'd come up with the idea of going back to that era, to find music and to look for those kind of songs for this album, we were just sitting around, wonder what we could name this album. And we come up with, why don't we just name it 1989? That's the year that everything happened to you. That's the year that a lot of these songs were #1 records. So that's kind of how we come up with the idea and the title of the album. And I just went back and started looking for music from that era and that time that I really loved.
Yeah.
And I believe that it's a time, that music is timeless, and some of the best music that was ever produced and records that were out. And as you said, Marty Rayburn, Larry Stewart, T. Graham Brown, those guys are iconic voices in country music, and just humbling to have them on record with me, and thankful.
Well, we're going to play something, but before that, I want to tell people you have written your story. You've got your story in book form. How can people find this book, and what's the name of it?
It is called A Hit with a Bullet, and they can go to my website, sammysadler.com, and I'll autograph it for them right there. If they'd like to get a copy of it, just go to sammysadler.com, and we'll be glad to get you a copy of it.
Well, I was here when all of that came down, and it was the biggest news for years and years and years and years. And people still refer to the murder on Music Row, and it involved Cashbox. It involved, and good people were involved in it. And it affected more lives than the people who were assaulted and who lost their lives. It affected everybody who was part of that deal. So thank you for sharing your story.
You're so welcome. Thank you. As you say, Devin, I mean, that night, a good man lost his life. He was an honest man. And, and different people have asked me, I mean, basically Kevin died for country music, and I took a bullet for it. And, why one lives and one dies, only God knows that. I'm just thankful that here God saved me. And hopefully I can sing a song and tell a story and maybe touch somebody's life, or somebody may be going through something in their life, and know that there's hope to trudge forward.
Amen. That's what it's all about. And you know what? And the healing is still going on.
Yes, it is.
It's still going on for you, because it's something you can't unsee or can't unlive.
Yes, ma'am.
And so God bless you, Sammy. And we got to see each other. So next time
ma'am.
I want you to come see me. Okay.
I would love to. Thank you so much.
All right, baby doll. Well, you take care. We're going to play you and Marty right now. Have a good one. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Just about a mile off of 109, there's a little church sitting back in the pines. I promised that girl she was gonna be mine. I wouldn't be surprised if she was standing there crying. Oh, I didn't know a 4x4 could go so slow. Oh, you got to put your foot down on the floor. Yeah, we be rocking all night, but don't you know you gotta get church on the Cumberland Road. Billy's fast and in the back, though we know he's alive. Oh, Bobby's got his head hanging over the side. Here we are doing only 95. What's the matter with you, man? I thought you said you could drive. Oh, I didn't know more than four. You go so slow. Oh, you got to put your foot down on the floor. Yeah, we've been rocking all night, but don't you know, you gotta get me to the church on the Cumberland Road. Yeah. Sweeter than a dew on a honeysuckle vine, warmer than noon on the 4th of July. Cutest little girl I'd ever have known, waiting at the church on the Cumberland Road. Oh, I didn't know a born out Ford could go so slow. Oh, you got to put your foot down on the floor. Yeah, we be rocking all night, but don't you know, got to get me to the church on the Cumberland Road. We've been rocking all night, but don't you know, got to get me to the church on the Cumberland Road. Lord, yeah.
Well, it helps if I turn my camera back on. I was just chair dancing here, having such a good time. Sammy's still in the waiting room. I have to go back. Sammy, everybody was weighing in.
That's good.
I was just dancing. You had to sit here and watch me, but I was having so much fun.
That's a good feeling song, isn't it?
It is. I mean, Bobby DePiero, and was it John Scott Sherrill that wrote that?
I believe so.
I think it was John Scott that wrote it with him. Oh my God. I love that. And I remember when Bobby D played that in all the writers' nights, and I'm going, gosh, what a hit song. And then Shenandoah.
Yes,
that was my first radio interview of my career.
Oh, wow.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
That's why I go back with Marty Rabin.
Yes.
We were each other's first in this business. So you always remember that one, don't you?
There you go.
Well, and we had so many people commenting, Elizabeth, which, about your heartbreaking story, but here she went into chair dancing, and then Josie from the Josie Awards weighed in, 2 incredible artists in one video. My goodness.
Thank you so much.
And Elizabeth sharing, that was awesome. And it was. Well, SammySadler.com is how they can get your music. Yes. and the book. Get the book because it's powerful.
Yeah, it's not just about my life story. It starts out obviously, with where I came from, and it goes on into, coming to Nashville and the music business, how it works, and going into the murder on Music Row, and tell the details. And Devin, I want everyone to know, I love Nashville, and I was born in Memphis, Tennessee, but raised in Texas. And I want everybody to know I'm not here by any means to bash Nashville or anything like that. I love Nashville. All I'm doing is trying to tell my story through my eyes of what I lived through.
Amen. Amen. And the fact that you lived through it, fact that you lived through it is what helps everybody, because there are a lot of people who've gone through some hard things, and they don't get through it nearly as well as you have. So,
everybody's got a story, and I just want everybody to know, believe in God, and turn to Him, because He's the one that gives us breath every day and allows us to do what we do. He knows what every one of us are going through in our lives and our circumstances. And if you believe like that little mustard seed, all you got to do is believe and call upon him, and he'll bring you through it, and he'll see it through it in his way and his will.
Oh, thank you for that, Sammy. That's
Yes.
beautiful. This is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we're going to close with a story that takes us to Nunnelly, Tennessee. It's a beautiful scenic area close to Nashville, and there's a place a lot of people don't know that, a lot of substance starts with a trauma.
Yeah.
And there's a place that can really help, and we're going to close. It's called The Ranch at Nunnelly, Tennessee. So as we say goodbye to everybody, remember, be safe, be kind, and most of all, remember you are loved. Bye, everybody. Listen to this story from The Ranch.
Hi there, I'm Joel Wilkerson. I'm the Director of Operations for The Ranch, Tennessee. To me, The Ranch is a place for hope that your life can be what you want it to be. A place of opportunity to be the driving force for change in your life. But The Ranch is also big and expansive. A lot of folks come here and don't realize how scenic and vast our property is. So today we're going to head out on The Ranch so you can meet the team that holds this place together and the places that hold space for true recovery and change. So I've been with The Ranch, Tennessee since 2014. I've been a behavioral health technician, a residential manager, and finally the Director of Operations for The Ranch. But that's just me. The ranch itself has been in Nunnelly since 1999. We're going up to the manor now to meet the Executive Director, Victoria Delheimer. She's going to give you a little bit more history about the ranch and talk more about the ranch from her perspective.
Hey Joel, good morning.
Good morning, Victoria. How are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
Having a great day. Glad to see you. So Victoria, my goal here today is to show everyone what a day at the ranch is like. Could you tell us a little bit about what got you into the industry and what got you to our facility here in Tennessee?
What got me into the industry really was the fascination with the brain. And even as a child, that was always what I was kind of interested in. And so I never really ever considered doing anything else but being a therapist.
So obviously the programming at the ranch is unique. Could you tell us what sets us apart from everyone else?
The ranch is unique in that our programming is more than traditional therapy. It includes experiential therapies such as rope courses, the medicine wheel, and our equine program. Melissa is our equine specialist, and she's right over here at the barn. Why don't we walk over and join her?
That's great. Let's go take a look.
I'm going to leave you with Melissa so that she can teach you about equine therapy. She will take great care of you.
So Melissa, could you tell us a little bit about our equine therapy here, why we have it, what the benefit is?
Sure, Joel. So equine therapy is where clients are able to learn how to be around the horse safely. And then the other piece added with that is, of course, the therapy. Clients are able to learn about relationship dynamics with horses in hopes that they can take those coping skills and go back and use those in life with people. So everybody does a lesson first. We want to make sure that they're safe and they understand the whole concept of it. And then we offer what's called barn time. Barn time is a time for a lot of the clients who are not medically clear. They can still come and have that peace with the horses and get to join up.
Wow, Melissa, that's great. I think we're going to head over to River House and see Kirsten.
Oh, wonderful. She's great with our female clients. She'll take care of you there.
Outstanding. Will we see you at the bonfire later?
Yes, sounds good.
Looking forward to it.
See you, Joel.
Hi, Kirsten.
Hi, Joel.
We're going around today trying to harness what it is that makes the ranch special. Can you tell us a little bit about River House?
Absolutely. River House is a female house for clients that have dual diagnosis. What's really nice about this house is it builds a sense of community. Most of the clients will have their groups here, their group therapy for the day. They will cook their own meals. They also have in-house meetings. So it really builds good support for all of our clients that stay at the River House.
Outstanding. You want to take a look inside?
Absolutely, let's go.
So Kirsten, do you want to tell us why the clients make their own meals here?
We do that for 3 main reasons. 1 is for accountability, 2 is for responsibility, and 3 is to help clients gain a sense of control. We want clients to hold themselves accountable to waking up in the morning, making breakfast, same thing for lunch and dinner. With responsibility, cleaning up after themselves and learning that they have to work on their program. The 3rd is for lack of control. We do have a nutritionist that will help clients with healthy eating and nutrition in general, and a lot of things that they need throughout their recovery.
So it sounds like they're building daily life skills and peer accountability inside the home.
Absolutely.
So Kirsten, you mentioned dual diagnosis outside. Why is it important that we treat both substance abuse and mental health at River House?
That's a very good question. So a lot of our clients that come to River House, they have primary issue of substance abuse and secondary issue of mental health. If we treat the substance abuse and we help them get recovery, and then we also help with their mental health issues, then the client will be more successful with recovery and staying clean and sober.
Alternative therapies that we do here today.
Absolutely. So experiential therapy is something that separates us from a lot of the other facilities. And what we do is we take the clients and put them in a situation where they're kind of forced to deal with the underlying causes of their addiction, like trauma and mental health issues and relational issues. And so we put them in situations that helps them to resolve relational issues, helps them to work in teams. And that's something for a lot of clients that they haven't experienced a lot of because they've been isolated for so long. And when they dig into a team building experience, it helps them to feel like they're a part of the community again. They leave these experiences saying, wow, that's the greatest thing I've ever done.
And Charlie, what is it like when you get to see a breakthrough out here?
Well, for me, I get really excited. I want to just jump up and spin around for them, right? It's why we do what we do. It's wonderful to watch somebody have a breakthrough and have just a wonderful epiphany about, I understand how what my cycle is of my addiction now. So it's a great opportunity for them to rebuild relationships that have been broken and build their relationship with themselves.
Thanks, Victoria. I am honored to have been your guide today. I'm very proud of our team at the Ranch, Tennessee. And I do hope that if you are faced with the decision of having to go to treatment, that you do come here. We will take good care of you.